Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, I have some news for you about Samantha Murphy, but you know what? I don't think it's really good news. Now, be prepared to get angry. Talk about a crazy world. What these victims' families have to go through. Anyway, what I'm here to tell you about is that a trial date has been set. Finally, dates, location for the trial of Parick Stephenon, who is accused of killing Samantha, even though Samantha's remains still have not been found after several searches. Now, the trial originally was supposed to be in September. Parick had chosen to go for a sort of a quicker trial because, to be honest, I think it stopped so much media coverage, etc. No, at the end of the day, at the moment, Parick is an accused murderer, an alleged murderer. He's being protected, isn't he, one way or another, because he has not been proven guilty. Having said that, the police, that when the trial comes up, the police apparently have got unprecedented evidence that's taken so long for everybody to go through, CCTV evidence. No, we can't wait to see what this evidence is. A lot of us are like, what is the evidence against Parick Stephenon? He, of course, is pleading innocent, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And Samantha, of course, just a very quick reminder, was the lady. Off she went for a run on that fateful February morning. This was a photo of her clearing up after her dog for the last time. Off she went on her jog. She was training for a marathon. Disappeared off the face of the earth. Anyway, after a little while, I've got a Samantha Murphy playlist. I'll try and remember to link it in this description if you want to know the full story, if you're new to this story, or if you just want a recap of this story. I will link you to the playlist. And if you want to know the full story. So Samantha is married, mother of 3 children, 2 teenagers and 1 young child, who have now not only lost their mother, but they don't even know where she is. They can't bring her home, put her to rest, respectfully say their final goodbyes. And the man that was arrested, of course, was Parick Stephenon, which I don't know if I've got let's have a look at we'll get a picture of him up here. Here he is. Look at that smug look on his face. He's so smug. He's a good old Australian boy, spoilt by his parents. His father's an Australian football player, or was an Australian football player. Parick looks absolutely nothing like that now. While he's been in prison, he's filled out a lot. He's got one of those massive beards now that, just cover your chin, don't go all the way up to his ears. He's so, he looks so big and powerful now. Whereas on the other photos that have been released of him, the older photos, he looks wiry, but not like, really bulky. But it looks like while he's in prison, he's been trying to bulk himself up a bit, probably, just so that he can look after himself a bit. Who knows what? Oh, he's not in prison at the moment. He's in like a detention centre. Anyway, he was arrested just right out of the blue. It looked like nothing was happening, didn't it, in this case? Initially, the police had said no suspicious circumstances, as they do. There were hopes that Samantha might be found. She might have had an accident, tripped up, broke her ankle. All these massive searches were done for her, and there were hopes, that she would be found but still alive. And then, of course, as we know, every day that goes past is another day where it seems less likely. I mean, it certainly had a big effect in Australia. This all happened in Ballarat in Australia, and certainly had a big effect. There were in the early, so this was last year, not this February, just gone the February before, and there were 3 murders in this town of Ballarat within 3 months, and they were all gender-based violence and murders. Whereas the year before there had been no homicides whatsoever. So it's created a discussion in Australia that these 3 cases. That's a good thing that came out of it, though I don't think it's changed anything. But it has created a discussion about gender violence, etc. So we don't know exactly what happened. The police have said it was a targeted attack. The police say nobody else is involved, but there's been some strange things happening. So they've searched for Samantha. They have not found Samantha. They've even taken Parick himself out twice to search, that we know of, to search for Samantha. Her phone was found, the wallet that her phone was in, some of her personal effects. But Samantha has not been found, or any trace of her, any clothes, nothing. So just her phone, which was found in a dam, which it looked like it had been sort of thrown from the road. And one of those very clever police dogs that searches for electronic equipment found it. And that's where we are. So we've been waiting for this trial. I'm sure, as much as we're waiting for it, there's been a few hearings here and there. Parick has made a couple of video link appearances. I don't think he's actually appeared in court yet. He's only by video link. And we were expecting the trial. The trial was set to start in September, which is still quite a long way away. But now they have announced a date. There was a hearing the other day. They've announced a date and a location. And I think one is good news and the other is bad news. So, and by the way, he was only 22 when this happened. He's now 23. He's had his birthday in captivity, I suppose. And yeah, this was Ballarat, Eastern Australia, on the morning of February the 4th, 2024. And he, of course, is denying. He had nothing to do with it. Not guilty, Your Honour, according to him. So, of course, he is not guilty until he's proven guilty. But anyway, so on Tuesday, June the 3rd, the date was set. The date of this trial, can you believe it? I'm livid, and it's not even my family, was 8th of April 2026. Next year, almost a year away. We're now just in June in 2025. So this poor family have got they've already waited over a year, a year and 3 months. And now they've got to wait almost another year. So that'll be 2 years before this even comes to trial. Oh my God. Honestly, the victims' families in all these cases, my heart, I'm just pray for them every day. I honestly do, from the bottom of my heart, how they can cope with it. Must be like being in limbo. I mean, all right, when the trials, nothing brings your loved one back, but at least once the trial's finished, and hopefully, there's a positive result that the right person is found guilty, at least you've got some sort of closure or some sort of resolution, some sort of answers. And of course, in the trial, you get your answers more because, the Australian police have been so tight-lipped about everything. I mean, whether they're telling Mick, Samantha's husband, more, but, just because of the trial, they're extremely quiet about all the details, the evidence, why they've arrested Parick. So Mick will be desperate for answers. This woman's family will be desperate for answers. And they've got to wait another year. It's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. But the good news is, there's a little bit of good news. So it's going to be held in Ballarat. Now, I think that's good for the family. because they don't have, I'm presuming the family will want to go to the trial, or, some of the family and Samantha's friends, etc., the local community that helped so much in searching for Samantha. So they don't have to travel. That's the only good news that I can say. It's going to be held in Ballarat, April the 8th, 2026. It's going to start. And in Ballarat. Oh, well, it's listed to be held in Ballarat. So if nothing changes by then, but oh my God, I hope it. I suppose another, always try to find something positive. I suppose it gives them another nearly year to try and find Samantha's remains, because this is really all that's missing, I think, in this puzzle. The police are convinced that Parick is the murderer and they've got the right man. They're convinced, they've apparently got all this electronic data evidence. But the one thing that they haven't got are Samantha's remains. And that is, they will continue looking for her, I presume. And I hope they find her before that date. So that's, again, another little bit of positive, if you can look at it positive, gives them longer to find Samantha. They're certainly looking for Samantha. Not that long ago, they actually got an excavator out. So they seem to be convinced of where, the general area where Samantha is. But of course, it's bushland. There's a lot of mines, disused mines, etc. And, they haven't found her yet, basically. Parick is not, as far as we know, he's not cooperating, but he has gone out with the police. But did he have a choice? It may be that they took him just to see his reactions, etc. Not necessarily that he was out there actually trying to help them find Samantha. Maybe they were just trying to watch his reactions and see if that gave them any clues. But anyway, the last time they did get the excavator out, but they didn't find anything. And that's the problem, isn't it, with searching for it? She could literally be 3 inches from where they searched with the excavator. You could just miss that spot by, an inch. So it's a very difficult task. But anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you. I'm scandalised, really, that it's going to be so long. But I suppose at least we have a date. Why were they talking about September if then suddenly they're going to say it's April? I don't know. But anyway, that's when it's going to be, April the 8th, next year. But it is going to be held in Ballarat. I do think that's a good thing. So thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about Samantha. We followed the Samantha Murphy case from day one, from the day she disappeared. Hoping that she would be found, like, as I say, maybe with a broken ankle, maybe unconscious but alive. Maybe she'd had this accident. There were a lot of things in the first sort of few days. There were a lot of hopes, weren't there, which gradually became extinguished. And the police started off saying no suspicious circumstances. Then they said, oh, yes, they thought there were. And then, boom, they arrested Parick. So at least he's, if he's guilty, he's where he should be. He's not being bailed. He's behind bars until this trial. Okay, thank you. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Please subscribe, please like the video, and don't forget to press notifications if you want to hear updates on this case or any other that we're following. Thank you. Bye.